Warren Buffett didn't get rich chasing hot tips. He got rich by being boring, disciplined, patient, year after year for decades. I'm not a billionaire. I'm a United States Air Force veteran, and I have 8 children, and I'm from Devine, Texas, a little small town south of San Antonio. And I'm trying not to blow up the family budget month after month after month. But the rules that Warren Buffett used, those are the rules that I still use in my own family, in my own home, every week with our own money. Here's the good news. If you're watching this and your account's in the red, you don't need billions to use this method. I started out with a lot less than that. And I'm gonna walk you through 6 of the rules that I pulled away from the way Warren Buffett thinks and how that's adapted for real life, like for the rest of us. The rest of us real people with real bills and real kids. Okay, he has those too, just on a much bigger and higher volume. But before any rule, here's one thing that I learned very early on, and this is important. The biggest investment that you always make is in yourself. That's not a pretty line just for thumbnails. It's an actual literal thing. I heard a great billionaire speaker. He was from Australia, and he was talking to a large group of people in a church setting. And one of the guys in the group says, I have $10,000 in the congregation. They're like, I have $10,000. They stood up and asked him this question. And I would like to know where to invest it so that I can double it or triple it. And the guy very directly looked at this person in the crowd and said, well, if you do not know where to invest it, then the very first thing that you should do with that $10,000 is invest it in your mind. And the guy sat down. A little embarrassed, but I hope he got the point. And the speaker's point was, if you don't know what to do with the thing that you've got access to, then go learn something and invest in yourself. First, money follows knowledge, not the other way around. You can't just happen into it. Okay, some people, we hear these stories on YouTube and they just kind of happen into it. We just kind of think they happen into all this wealth. Or this 16-year-old kid, has $500,000 a month income. He just happened into it. He didn't happen into it. He did a ton of work, learned a ton of stuff, and applied himself. So rule number 1, invest in what you understand. Funny, Dave Ramsey has the same philosophy, and so do many other big investors. And so many times when you grow a little bit of wealth, you start thinking, well, I've got all these opportunities around me, and all of a sudden you get trapped in this multi-investment type mentality in things that don't connect and you don't understand, and all of a sudden you lose your butt. Buffett never buys something he cannot explain in one simple sentence. I apply this in a very direct way with my investing and my household. If I can't explain to my wife Maggie at the kitchen table in 2 sentences, I don't get in. This isn't about being bad with tech or with the market or being uneducated. It's protection. Every time I broke in this rule, jumping in because everybody else was buying, because everybody else sold me a bill of goods, I intensely regretted it and lost tens of thousands of dollars. So the practical takeaway with this, before you put money into anything, ask yourself, can I explain how this makes money without using a single buzzword? If you can't, it's not time to invest just yet. Maybe you need more knowledge. Maybe you need to be able to understand it better. Maybe you need to be able to explain it better, but it's not time for you yet. So that's rule number 1. Rule number 2, look for the moat. What the heck is that? That term sounds complicated. Well, it's really pretty simple. It's whatever protects a business from competitors. Picture a castle with a deep river, a moat around it. I don't only think about this with stocks. I think about this in my own financial life. Well, in fact, I never invest in single stocks. I only invest in mutual funds and other things, but not single stocks alone. They're too risky. When I was building our company, Taika Translations, the question was never, is this profitable right now? The greater question was, what stops someone from copying exactly what we're doing tomorrow? Contracts, certifications, tests built over years. That's the moat. So in your personal life, it might be a skill that nobody can take away from you. My brother, Travis, he's an incredible horse trainer in Paris, Texas. Better than most people I've ever seen. He has like a horse whispering connection. And you might have some kind of skill like that too. I have other skills. I manage an online service company and I have a ranch. And I take care of all of those things. And they take certain skills to do that. So those are moats around what you're doing. Part of that moat can also mean your reputation in your community, a clean history with your friends, a work history that's beyond reproach, and something that you've been building for years. That's worth far more than what it looks like. So That's the moat rule. 3, buy quality at a fair price. Buffett never chased the cheapest option, and he doesn't to this day. He waits for something good to become fairly priced. Oftentimes, they're overinflated. I see this every single month when I decide with my wife where each one of our dollars goes. It's not about grabbing the cheapest brand because it's cheap. It's asking, does this give the actual value for what it costs, giving how long it will last, and how it saves me money down the road? So, should I buy an off-the-wall no-brander chainsaw, or should I buy a chainsaw that's actually from one of the big companies like Steel that's going to work long-term? Well, obviously, I'm going to choose the more expensive option because I know it's probably not going to break for my workers when they're out in the field, and it's probably going to serve us a lot longer. I bought my first car when I was 16 years old with cash that I had saved from summer jobs and working on houses, working on ranches, working on cutting grass and doing other horticultural type things. And it wasn't the cheapest car on the lot either. It was a 1967 Mustang. It was the right car at the right place at the right time. So stop asking what's the cheapest option and start asking what gives me the most value for the next 10 years. All right, rule number 4, think long-term and reinvest. This rule separates those from the people who build and the people who just live paycheck to paycheck. So Buffett doesn't sell. He lets his money work for decades and decades and decades. I learned this the hard way. Started from zero, no inheritance, no shortcuts, no nothing. The 2 houses that I built to date, completely paid off, no debt whatsoever, didn't come from one big fail swoop, one big move. They came from years repeating the same unglamorous decisions. Reinvest instead of spend the gain. Reinvest instead of spend the gain. Deposit the money every single month, month after month after month. If you're thinking about pulling a small investment because it's growing fast enough, stop. Time is the real ingredient here, not just luck, not just the amount you're looking at. All right, rule number 5, stay calm when everyone else panics. Be fearful when others are greedy. Be greedy when others are fearful. That line changed how I handled every single financial crisis, personal or even market-wide. When money gets tight at home, and with 8 kids, it doesn't matter. It's gonna get tight at some point, somehow, in some way, for some reason. Panic is the worst advisor in the room. Facts are your friends when you're afraid. I learned to keep cash specifically for moments when everyone around me was selling for fear of the next crisis that's coming down the line. While the next door neighbor sells cheap out of panic, you buy calmly because you planned that this moment would eventually come. This isn't about not feeling fear. It's about being prepared for whenever that fear shows up. So when others are greedy, be fearful, and when others are fearful, be greedy. Not in the sense of, like ugly, greedy person, but actually the person who's willing to go out, analyze what things are in the marketplace, find a good item at a fair price and buy it. So rule number 6, keep costs and taxes low. So this is like the least flashy rule and maybe the most ignored one. Buffett protects every dollar he has from as many fees as possible because those fees, even small, over time, eat into your profit. Because he knows that those small fees, compounded for decades, make the difference between a comfortable retirement and a really tight one. So I do the family version of this. I review bank fees, card fees, fund fees, brokerage fees every single year. And those tiny little ankle biter subscriptions that always pop into your budget every quarter or so. 1% kind of sounds like nothing, but 1% over 20 or 30 years, it's the difference between tens of thousands of dollars. It's the difference between tens of thousands of dollars staying in your pocket or leaving it. And I want that money to stay in my pocket, not go out the door. All right, so in summary, here's what I actually apply, not just what sound good on camera. Number 1, study before you invest. Number 2, only get into what you can explain without jargon. Number 3, look for what protects your money from competitors, from setbacks, and from time. Number 4, pay a fair price for quality and never chase the cheapest option. Number 5, reinvest and be patient. Time does the heavy lifting. Number 6, stay calm when everyone else panics because you are prepared. And number 7, cut taxes and fees whenever and wherever you can. It compounds exponentially over decades. You don't have to copy every single move that Warren Buffett made, but you do have to copy the discipline if you're going to make progress. I started working from zero with my wife Maggie, with a small kid at home and a military paycheck. If it worked here, it can work for you too. If you're in a season where every single dollar counts right now, drop a comment below on which of the 6 rules hit hardest for you. I read every comment, and the next video might just be around the comment or the theme that shows up the most in the comments. Like this video and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one.